Well, welcome back, welcome back. You know who it is. It's Screaming Stanley. I know, your favorite. And we are broadcasting from Spirit Realm Radio 1 in honor of Thanksgiving coming up. I decided I'm gonna do another. This time is gonna be a top 10 countdown. Screaming Stanley's favorite songs and maybe movie clips. In honor of the Thanksgiving holiday that well you're not gonna be able to go home to. All right. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you like this card. Anyway, let me. Yeah. What? Oh God, what do you want? What do you want, Tyrone? What do you want?
Well, Stanley, you know what? You know they don't call it Thanksgiving anymore, right? They call it something like Indigenous People Day or something like that. And I think it would be I think you would be insulting some of the garden here if you call it Thanksgiving. Well, that's what I'm saying. And, so if you go,
Listen. Master Nature, is that right? They call it, they don't call it Thanksgiving anymore. They call it, what do they call it? Indigenous People Day or some shit? What is that shit?
oh God, yes, Stanley, it's not called really Thanksgiving. It's called something. Yeah, it's called Indigenous People Day. Yeah, it's pretty close. And
You mean I gotta fucking say that? I can't say Thanksgiving?
It's up to you, Stanley, but some people may get offended if you call it just Thanksgiving, because that's a slight on Indians and American natives, and
You gotta be kidding me, really.
yeah, Stanley, you have to be careful now. You just can't say stuff, you just can't do that anymore, and we've been trying to tell you that now for 20 years up here, and you don't listen to me. Well, you certainly don't listen to MD at all, and
Oh my fucking God! All right, fine. What is it called?
it's called Indigenous People Day, Stanley.
Fine. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to call it. I'm gonna call it Thanksgiving. You fucking pricks! You think you fell for that? You fucking prick! No, I'm gonna call it Thanksgiving, and no, you're not gonna go home for it. Especially if you're a hobbit. Oh yeah, and spare me this. Hey, Dylan, I love you, Dylan. Hey, spare me this. I don't need your roses. You stupid fucking prick. This is number 10, all right? And with this one, I need you to think pink. Think pink, baby. Well, I gotta turn it over. You know what I gotta do. I hope you like that one. That was number 10 in celebration of Thanksgiving coming up. That's number 10 in Screaming Stanley's Top 10 Countdown. We are gonna hit number 1. On Thanksgiving. My babies. Thanksgiving. Hey, Mom. I got you a present for Thanksgiving.
All right. She advised. She knows what she heard, especially about hearing who she believed was Kaylee crying and the male voice telling her he was going to be there for her. Huh? Does that sound like Brian Kohlberger to you? She stated again she does not know how much of what... wait. She stated for the 17th time she does not know how much of what she has been telling us was a lie because she is still processing the events. This is what on November 17th, 4 days after the event. Guys, just saying, well, you know this. Let me read that again. Factual is the key word here, guys. Factual. She stated again she does not know how much of what she told us was factual, which means the absence of fact, which means I'm lying to you. Lying. People in denial on Reddit, okay, and drunk idiots. What are they called? Drunk Thanksgiving turkeys? Idiots like that. Yeah. Other idiots we know about, right? Anyway, when asked why Dylan believes she was spared, yeah, because she shouldn't have been, okay. When asked why Dylan, where she believes she was spared after her male friend saw her, she said she doesn't know why, and she does not believe anyone ever tried to open her door during the time he was in the house. And he could have easily have done so. How about that? Because she didn't lock it. Hey, you remember Regina Holler? And why he would have passed by her room multiple fucking times. And not only that, she says he would have heard her calling out from her room. But miraculously, he passes by her door several times and doesn't bother to check. Okay. Okay, people in denial. This is your prime suspect. I go on that stupid Reddit Idaho 4 thread, and I'm like, I got my popcorn ready, and then I like to throw in a little zinger to them, and then they block me because they can't handle the truth. Yeah, this is your prime suspect. There is no way a psychopathic, maniacal, Michael Myers type of person is going to hear you call out into the empty ether and pass by your door multiple times and not bother to go into your room and unalive you. It doesn't happen. People in denial. I don't know what it is with their problem, guys. I think they've been so brainwashed into believing whatever a police department tells them is real that they lost the ability to think rationally about things. Look, Brian Koberger is supposed to be the homicidal maniac who likes to bash people's faces in, right? To the point where they're unrecognizable. But miraculously, again, we've said this a million times, he must have really loved Dylan or something, because she even tells us, yes, he passed by my door several times, and he never bothered to come to my door. And it would have been very easy to get inside my door because I didn't lock it. So all this homicidal Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees type of character could have done was open her fucking door up. Easy peasy. That would have been the easiest kill of my life, of his life, or whose life, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Putting myself in the shoes of a homicidal maniac, that would have been the easiest kill of my life. Nobody's struggling with me. Dylan's inviting me into her room practically, you know. She's practically inviting me into her room because I'm standing outside of my door and I'm yelling out into the ether where everybody, including Michael Myers, can hear me. And, well, you've seen Halloween. We don't do that in movies like that. Why? Because Michael Myers is going to turn his attention to you and unalive you. Unalive you. Guys, I know my garden knows this. That's why they're best garden. Well, first of all, that's why they're best garden in the world. You know this already. But how can people be so goddamn stupid to absolutely fall for this crap. I mean, just look at what we're reading. Now, I know what people do. They say, Master Nature, she's in such trauma and shock. Oh my God. Oh my God. She's in such trauma and shock. Nom, 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 nom. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing, people in denial. It doesn't matter if she was in trauma and shock in this moment. She's still yelling out to the killer. To the killer. It doesn't matter if she's calling out to Kaylee or Maddie or Xana or Ethan. That's irrelevant, idiots. What she's doing is she's calling out to the killer, the lone wolf, the psychopath who has no emotion. And he can hear her. And he passed by her door multiple times. And he knows she's in there. And she even tells us it would have been very easy to open her door up because she didn't lock it. But lo and behold, Miss Dylan Monson, praise the Lord, you have been saved. You have been redeemed, my love. You are the luckiest goddamn female on the face of this fucking planet. No, it doesn't work like that, Moscow police. And every competent police department in this country who actually is legitimate and who actually wants to solve cases, taking one look at this, I hope you open your eyes really wide to the point where you say to yourself, this is fucking impossible what I'm reading here. And yes, Master Nature, you are correct along with your garden. And Dylan Mortensen is one of the prime suspects, if not the prime suspect in this case. Because there is no way Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Freddy fucking Krueger is going to spare you. No way in hell. Hey, so spare me this. Spare me this, please. Spare me. I don't need your roses. Spare me this. Because you're all in denial. All of you. Not my garden. That's not what... You know that, my garden. I'm talking about everybody else. Everybody else who believes Brian Kohlberger is a lone wolf. It is ridiculous to think this, guys. Well, you know that. I'm sorry. I keep saying my God, you guys. You know what I'm saying here. Anyway, let's carry on. And it's very much like 10,000 words in a cardboard box that we're just putting into. Because no one seems to want to break out of their denial in the mainstream media. And it seems like nobody wants to break out of their denial in the forensic field where you have heavy hitters who could step up to the plate and say, wait a minute, I read through these Idaho State Police documents and this is impossible. Impossible, guys. But yet, nobody has the balls to do it yet. Ken Maines, you don't have the balls? You don't have no balls. They probably shrunk down to the size of your brain at this point. Yeah. And anybody else in the forensic field who's been there for 30 years and now just milking the system. I want you to grow a pair of balls, and I want you to go on some sort of media site, and I need you to step up to the plate and say, man, this investigation was completely screwed up from the very beginning. And they had the wrong people in mind when they should have been focusing on the roommates all along. Especially Miss Dillon. Especially Miss Dillon. Fuck you. I need you to grow a pair of balls, people out there. Ken Maines and the rest of you. You supposedly take your job seriously, your forensic experience and backgrounds seriously. Well, this case, I am challenging you to grow a pair, or maybe a pair of tits too. I don't know if you're a female. Either you grow a pair of balls or you grow a pair of tits. But I need one of you to step up to the plate and do a mainstream media interview and say, well, based on the shit that I read, this is impossible. Yeah, because it is. And why he would have passed by her room multiple times, she volunteered that to come through the sliding glass door, which she kept open on purpose, the person would have had to have scaled, remember this crap? The person would have had to have scaled a tall wall. She also advised the suspect would have known her room would have been occupied because he appeared to have known the layout of the house. She is telling you everything you need to know about what she did here. She is assuming the murder because she was a participant in the murder. Yes, she is telling you why it's logistically impossible for there to be a lone wolf. She is telling you that exact thing here. Right? Right. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. She also said it could have been someone who she knew, who was in the house last year when the other girls were living in the house. Boy, Dylan knows a lot, doesn't she, guys? She knows a lot, doesn't she, guys? And she's even suggesting, well, this is a smoke screen in my opinion, but she's also suggesting it was something due to happen from last year based on the other girls who were residing in the house at that time. I think she's lying, but she's offering another alternative here. And that's to get the heat off herself. But I'm just saying. Anyway, Dylan kept going and said there was no one she knows who would have wanted to hurt the girls. That's a complete lie. And the girls were loved by everybody. That's a complete lie as well. We know that's not true. She said she had never heard even rumors, which were negative, about any of the victims. We hear that over and over again, but that is simply not true. Simply not true. Simply not true at all. Well, what else is she going to say? She's not going to sell out her sorority or the fraternity, and she's a participant in this crime, and she's the prime. So, what else are you going to say? We fought all the time. We hated each other. No. Of course you're going to say, oh, no, everybody loved each other. Free love. Remember Amanda Knox. All you need is love, baby, until I kill you. Okay? All you need is love. Until I get a crazy psycho boyfriend on board with me named Quinn. And then all you need is love. And then that, where that form of love comes in? A fucking axe to the face, maybe, all right? Yeah, the same with Amanda Knox. All you need is love, baby. You remember those early days with Amanda Knox? Oh, yeah, you remember those early days in Italy with her? Oh, yeah, she was totally out of her mind. Totally out of her mind. Totally out of her mind. She was so disconnected from the events of what happened. Totally out of her mind with her boyfriend, Raphael. Solocito. Yeah. Remember the early days of the Knox shit? Yeah, she was out of her gourd. Out of her absolute effing gourd. And those pictures of her in the courtroom where she's all like disconnected from what's happening to her. Yeah, she was also psychotic. Psychotic. Just like Dylan is here. Yeah. Dylan's a little different though. Don't get me wrong. Little different. Anyway. When asked about Kaylee's ex-boyfriend, Jack DeCour, is also a highly potential suspect, another high up on the list suspect, because he didn't want Kaylee moving to Texas in with a male roommate. Excuse me. Yeah. Dylan advised they broke up. It was mutual. We know this, blah, blah, blah. Well, it wasn't mutual, in my opinion, but whatever. And they have their dog, Murphy, in common, which Dylan absolutely hates. And and Jack Decor comes to their residence every now and then to play with the dog.
And to keep tabs on Kaylee. Oh, yeah. You think Jack Decor's just going there to play with the dog? Absolutely not. You know what Jack Decor is going there for, really? To keep tabs on what Kaylee's doing. And to get information from the other people here that are there to ask about how she's doing and what she's doing. He's not going there to play with the dog. No, because he could easily take the dog to his apartment and play with it. No, he specifically goes to the house to play with it. Right? Right. But that's not what he's there for. He is there to get information on what Kaylee's been doing. Hands down, 100%. Yeah. Because otherwise, you don't need to be in the house to play with the dog. You can take the dog outside of the house and take it down to your apartment because your apartment is only a few blocks from the murder scene. Duh. Idiots in denial. Yeah. Sure. They co-parented Murphy. Yeah, they co-parented. Kaylee told her the relationship with Jack Decor, it was over. It had run its fucking course. It was over. Jack couldn't handle it. Dylan thought Jack Decor had handled the breakup well. No, because every time he came to their house, there did not seem to be an issue. No. Listen, he was not going to give you that appearance of an issue because his task of being there was to gather information about what Kaylee's been doing. Keeping tabs on her. Keeping tabs. Jack Decor is an interesting character here. He pretends not to be affected by anything. And we see that in his demeanor when he just happens to walk up on the crime scene. And really shows no emotion whatsoever. Asking about his dog and not Kaylee, his ex-girlfriend, whose face is horribly bashed in to the point where it's unrecognizable. Jack Decor is an interesting little sociopath. He is. Jack Decor is a sociopath to me. He is, in my opinion. He is one of these sociopathic kind of characters in this story. He is. No emotion. Kind of like, hey, I just killed my girlfriend. Hey, let's go grab a cappuccino and maybe we'll do some surfing later too. We'll catch some waves. That's Jack Decor. That's Jack Decor. He feigns emotion, and we see that at the memorial service where he's just standing there next to Kaylee's parents. Watch that clip again. He's just standing there, trying to look concerned and trying to look all sorrowful with them. But it's a mask. Go watch that memorial service clip again with him. That is a mask he's wearing. 100% mask. Let's carry on. Yeah, she gave them a name, but she mispronounced it. She mispronounced his last name because during the interview, and as someone she and others believe might be involved in this crime, but she was reluctant to say he was a suspect because she knows how damaging to his reputation that could be if he were not involved. So what do we know about this? First of all, I'm going to compare it to Amanda Knox again. She didn't go as far as Amanda Knox did. Amanda Knox took this one step further and she accused her boss of committing the crime. So Dylan's a little wiser than Amanda Knox. She didn't go that far into saying this is the person who did it. She didn't go that far. Okay? But she knew. And this is her reluctance here. This is her reluctance because anyway, let me just say, she didn't go as far as Amanda Knox into actually saying, this is the guy who did it. She was smart enough not to do that. Amanda Knox was dumb. Anyway, and she still is. And she's still psychotic, by the way. Go watch
Go watch some more recent Amanda Knox stuff. She's still psychotic. Yeah, she's still got those psycho eyeballs, too. Every time you watch Amanda Knox, I want you to look at her eyeballs. She is completely out of her gourd. Her eyes give her away. Every time I see her, she has the most psychotic eyeballs I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, for sure. Psycho. Anyway, sorry, but that's my opinion. Yeah, go check out some of her interviews. Her eyeballs are absolutely crazy. Because she is. Anyway. Hey, I'm going to a few more. Dylan advised that recently Carter started talking to another guy, but Jack Decor seemed okay with that. Nope. Yeah, Kaylee offered her DNA. This is a fun one. Blaker secured a swab from her at the conclusion of the interview. She advised. Now you guys were right. You guys mentioned this millions of times. This is another one of her. How do I put this? This is another one of her telegraphs to the police that she is the prime suspect. She is trying to make an excuse as to why the place might have been cleaned up. Huh? So, what does she say? Dylan, our prime suspect, said, yeah, they might have difficulty locating DNA in the house because they had conducted a deep clean that night of their residence last week, leading up to the parents' weekend. When asked about when the deep clean of the residence happened, she said it would have been the weekend before the murders. But what she's really saying here is the night that we did this. See, that's what she's saying. And then the Idaho State Police said this. Hey, Dylan, there is evidence left in the residence. Okay? And Dylan sighed. She sighed. Oh, God. And said, well, glad to hear that. Okay? She was glad that there was evidence found at the scene. She explained her, this is all blacked out. Gee, I think this is probably really important, okay? Because they blacked out the entire fucking sentences here. She explained her what? Her father, her mother, her family. What is she trying to explain here? This is extremely important. Thanks, Idaho State, for blocking this entire fucking section out, because it probably pointed even more to her guilt. Mm-hmm. When asked if she was able to provide a description to a complete artist, she said she couldn't. She couldn't. She didn't even want to try. Okay? She further advised the only thing she remembered about his face was that his eyebrows were bushy. Hey, Ann Taylor. I'm going to leave it right here, guys. Ann Taylor, I hope you're listening. And Ann Taylor, I hope you surrendered your law license. You are not a defense attorney. You never were a defense attorney. This is the most ludicrous thing you would ever hear out of a prime suspect. This is a comic book. You're a prime suspect. This is a comic book we're reading here, guys. It's a comic. Well, you know that. Yeah. Can you believe anything Dylan Mortensen has just told you? No, because she's your prime suspect and she lies. There's multiple lies in just this very document. There's tons of documents and there's lies in each and every one of them. Lies upon lies upon lies. But for some reason, this case, they didn't conduct a real investigation. That is the truth. And I'm sorry, people in denial, you cannot handle it. And I'm sorry people like Ken Maines and other people in the field can't grow a set of balls or tits and step up to the plate, go on a well-known social media site and say, you know what, I read through some of these documents And this is a load of shit that I'm reading, because it is. And if you say otherwise to yourself, you are in deep trouble, my friends. Deep trouble. Because you've lost all rational perspective on things. Just because Dylan Mortenson's a female and is 19 years old, okay, doesn't mean she doesn't have the capacity to fucking kill people. And that's exactly what happened in this case, along with her associates that were her friends, who she let into the house. And she didn't let them in through the sliding glass door. She let them in through the front door. And they were congregating down in that first floor area, in the back rooms, where the Hobbit lives, by the way. Good night, well, not good night. We're going to be back on here more. I love you. That's part 5 of this saga of supplement number 3, Idaho State Police document. My favorite document out of all the Idaho State Police documents. Supplement number 3, my loves. Number 3. Oh, we got a little bit more to go with it. A little bit more. We'll pick that up soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.